And we're back. We appear to have been dragged to some kind of bunker after being shot by the nice lady and then told to leave after she handed us a ghost-type Pokemon. And apparently the place is either being assaulted by the people who attacked us earlier, or just happens to be chock full of them, as well as bats. Not sure why she brought us here in that case, but either way, we have to get out. The first stage was one long unbroken screen, but this one actually has transitions, and they function as basically checkpoints. Every time you lose a life, you'll end up back at the last transition you did, unless you game over, in which case it's back to the end of the beginning of the stage. This is my favorite item we've picked up. It basically turns us into a spinning blade of death every time we jump attack, but it costs 5 Nimpo every time we do it. Luckily, if you hold down while jumping, you can do a regular attack, and if you're like me, it took you about 6 years to figure that out. It's easy to get stuck on that bottom one. You can basically keep this going forever. There's no reason to, but it's fun. So, now that we're back out, maybe back into the city. Try to find that bar and maybe apologize for, oh, what the hell. Okay, so apparently we're at the Grand Canyon now. Maybe the city we were in was Los Angeles? I don't know how weirded out I should be. Either way, this is where the game starts to ratchet up the difficulty. Football players will spawn behind you and headbutt your anus, and they will place gunmen and such on the edges of ledges you need to jump on, trying to knock you backwards into whatever cliff is most likely next to you. This could be a tough section, but luckily they give you an energy potion and an invincibility fireball thing that replaces whatever Nimpo item you currently had, and lasts just long enough for you to get through that section. Unfortunately, when it disappears, it leaves your item slot blank. That's okay. We can cope. Now, this is the actual most useful item in the game. Shoots a bunch of fireballs upwards. It is basically the easiest way to get through a lot of the sections in this game, though it is possible to just jump cut those guys, as I tend to do when I'm not LPing. This is the second boss of the game. His name is Bomberhead, and he's a lot like the Barbarian, but mildly smarter. He will generally walk forward until he's close to you, and then push his little swinging scythe thing forward. His upper body is immune to damage, and one might think that that's just because, you know, attempting to cut him will result in you getting hit by it, but he's actually immune to fireballs unless you're, like, right next to his knees. However, it is easy enough to just perch underneath his scythe and cut his knees until he dies. So somehow we've ended up at a Temple of Satan. Now we need to get out of here. Thanks for watching.